Coming soon on Patreon, a look back at my most controversial scumbags of the internet from 13 years ago. Reddit's still crying about it. A new bonus video every week, early access, and more at patreon.com/doseofbuckley. As we plod through the beginnings of 2026, it's time once again to talk about the strangest, most controversial, most polarizing artist of our time. Horse Girl. Wait, no, we'll save her for another time. Of course I'm talking about Kanye West. When can I stop talking about the artist who now wants to be called Ye? Someone gave me shit for this once. It's obviously Ye, like Yeezy. But his name is Kanye, not Kanye. Anyway, how you say his name is the least of his problems. Donda West's baby boy has been unusually quiet since about the middle of 2025, after he released the songs Heil Hitler and Cousins. The former we'll talk about shortly, and the latter was my worst song of 2025. Sorry for the spoiler, because it's a song in which he confesses to committing incest with his young male cousin while he was a teenager. Neither of these are available on traditional platforms anymore. Kanye deleted them, at one point replacing Heil Hitler with a new song called Hallelujah, no relation to Leonard Cohen or Jeff Buckley, who is no relation to me. Like we're playing a reverse version of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And for like the 4th time in his career, he announced that he's done with anti-Semitism. Like it was a phase. Like a goth kid deciding it's time to wipe that shit off their face so they can get a job in an office. Kim let him FaceTime with his kids, or she didn't and they're old enough to figure out how to use a phone now, I don't know. But either way, he claims that this caused him to want to save the world again, and says, "God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive those who have caused me pain." What? Listen, if you'll forgive me for promoting the teachings of the Führer of the Third Reich, I'll forgive you for making fun of me for that. Oh, wow, thanks, Kanye. But then, right toward the end of January, the man who was going to call his album Cuck with 3 Ks took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal to issue a statement he simply titled, "To Those I've Hurt." It does not look like something he wrote, but let's assume he made like a Post Malone song and he had some help. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, I'll leave a link in the description, but we'll go over some of the highlights. He starts by talking about the infamous car accident that broke his jaw, giving him his trademark speech impediment and chipmunk face, saying it also caused injury to the right frontal lobe of his brain. The deeper injury, the one inside my skull, went unnoticed, and he claims this is what led to his bipolar diagnosis in 2023, which he's claimed off and on that he is and isn't bipolar for years now. He joked, "I hate being bipolar, it's awesome," in 2018, and was diagnosed in 2016. But I guess we're back on this acknowledgement. He goes on to explain bipolar disorder and how it affected him, that the scariest thing about this disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. Again, all things he's apparently just learning about now, despite the fact that in 2020, his then wife, Kim Kardashian, was reportedly trying to get him help, and he was refusing it. He admits that having bipolar disorder is not a state of constant mental illness. When you go into the manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal, and that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. His new wife, Bianca Censori, who he parades around naked. So to recap, he hadn't yet hit rock bottom when he sold swastika shirts. He hadn't hit rock bottom 6 years ago when he said Harriet Tubman didn't really do anything. Or 8 years ago when he said that 400 years of slavery? That sounds like a choice. Or when he started hanging out with Candace Owens? That would be the sign for me that I need help, but anyway. He then talks about how he found comfort on Reddit. Oh boy. Saying that it helped him feel like he was not alone. So he's trading one echo chamber for another. It'll be interesting to see what comes from that. But this is such nonsense. He's been talking shit about Jewish people and comparing himself to Hitler for like 20 years now. Yes, conveniently around the same time of the car crash. So this whole time, he was in a car crash and it hit the button on the part of his brain that makes you think, Jews bad. And now he's finally got the medication, probably from a Jewish doctor, that makes you think, Jews okay. No, you should go and look back at all the things he's said. Not even just about Jewish people. It's so much that there's an entire Wikipedia article about it. You will not convince me each of those was during a manic episode, and then, in his lucidity, in even the last 6 years, he didn't think, oh, maybe I should at least stop doing public appearances and get a social media manager. But man, I wonder how his followers feel finding out that Kanye's basically saying, the only reason I spout hateful rhetoric is because of severe brain damage. What's their excuse? Hey, stop me if you've heard this one before, but a gay Mexican white supremacist, 2 half-black human traffickers, a Filipino fake Muslim real cuck, a white repressed goofball who pays absurd amounts of money to look like Cillian Murphy was in the same car accident that Kanye West was in, and a black guy they all definitely call one of the good ones behind his back walk into a bar. The nightmare blunt rotation of Nick Fuentes, Sneako, the Tate brothers, Myron Gaines, and the internet's newest loser, Clavicular, caused a scene at a Miami nightclub a few weeks before Kanye's apology, getting the DJ to play Kanye's Heil Hitler while they all danced and laughed. The club owner later fired the staff that let that happen and banned all of them from his nightclub, and claimed that he'd have them banned from all nightclubs in Miami. Which should be fine for the pretend Muslims. After all, drinking is haram. But the only part of the Quran Sneako reads, over and over, is when the prophet marries a 9-year-old. He reads that part like 20-year-old women read Penelope Douglas novels. Anyway, again, what's their excuse? Are these people all brain damaged and mentally ill? Don't answer that. But anyway, the aftermath was a lot of infighting and everyone throwing each other under the bus, because every single one of these people are sad grifters who would shove their own mother in front of a bullet train if it would give them a few more followers. They all desperately want to be seen as thought leaders, but they're mindless followers themselves. Look at us dance to the Hitler song. Your leader had one nut and shot himself in a bunker rather than face consequences. That's who you love. Their other dear leader, Kanye, hasn't released a statement about that, but he's been known to hang out with several of these people. He considers Nick Fuentes a good friend. So I guess he feels his Wall Street Journal ad covers that as well. The part where he says his own illness led to poor judgment and reckless behavior that oftentimes feels like an out-of-body experience. So that's gotta be tough for them to hear. You worshipped a brain-damaged man who only spent time with you because of mental illness. Now, one thing Kanye's been accused of, which comes up every time he apologizes or blames something else for his actions, is that this is all promo for his new album, Bully, which... that's not the cover art anymore. Sorry, this is. Anyway, which is kinda confirmed in his apology. I am pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art. Music, clothing, design, and other new ideas to help the world. He hasn't learned a fucking thing. Kanye West is fueled, egged on perhaps, by attention. Mental illness or not, the reason he kept pushing boundaries, being more extreme, is because of the attention. He doesn't seem to understand that this is his greatest addiction. It's not the NOS, which he also previously blamed for his behavior. It's attention, publicity, his desperate need to be in the spotlight. This is why he had to take out an ad in the Wall Street Journal. Why he would parade his wife around in the nude. Why he buys Super Bowl ads. I'm releasing this before Super Bowl 60, so I don't know if he'll release another one of his strange 30-second ads filmed on his iPhone again. If he wants to make art, he should take up fucking painting and just do it in his house, alone. For him to truly heal, he needs to fucking go away. Remove himself from the spotlight. Because when he's in the spotlight, he acts up. He needs to do things that are provocative, that get the people going, as he sampled in Fellas in Paris. He feels the need to release songs about blowing his own cousin. That's the mental illness that traps him. The narcissism, the desperate need for an audience. A trait he's passing on to his own children as he feeds his own daughter's narcissism. Northwest, trotting her out to sing at a concert in Mexico. North, who's 12, is also an aspiring live streamer and e-beggar, as we found out recently when Kim got upset about her asking viewers for money. 12 years old. Imagine being the child of Kanye West and Kim I got famous from a sex tape Kardashian and not learning that fame is a curse? Well, in 10 years, when she releases her first apology for whatever she's done, I look forward to covering it in dose number 1028, North Goes South. You already fucked your own life up, Kanye. You want to do one good thing to help the world? Protect your children from it. Or rather, protect it from your children.